Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. It's a pretty neat deal now that I'm a grandpa. It's a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I mean, I don't get to see my grandkids as often as I'd like because of work commitment and so forth. But I was thinking about it this morning in that our grandkids get to spend a lot of time with both sets of grandparents, uh, i.e., their mother's side, me and my wife, and then their father's side. They have them on the weekends, and they take them and do things. They take them to church on Sundays. They take them to activities. They get to spend the time with them. That, sadly to say, when we're parents and our kids are grown up, we don't get to spend the time with them that we would like because of work and just trying to make a living and trying to provide. And so our kids get kind of slighted a little bit as they're growing up. But then as grandparents, we get to make up for that. We get to have a big influence on help raising them and molding them into good, productive citizens. And in Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, I'm going to read about 5 verses. And it's very powerful verses. And I was thinking about this morning as I was reading it. It really describes what we as parents should be teaching our children as far as the gospel goes and that. But as I was looking at it, it got me to thinking grandparents have a bigger influence on the grandkids is what these verses are getting to, in that, like I said before, as grandparents, we're pretty much set where we're financially set, where we don't have to worry about making sure our income's there and all that. You understand what I'm getting at? We just have more time to spend with them. If they want to go, they'll go to the park. We can go to the park and sit there for the afternoon. We don't have to worry about it. Whereas parents, maybe you've got an appointment meeting at 4 in the afternoon and you only can spend 2 hours. But you see what I'm getting at. But back to this passage in Deuteronomy, starting in the 6th chapter, verse 5, it says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. These words which I am commanding you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your sons, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as fortals on your forehead. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates." So I guess this morning I'm speaking more to the grandparents on this site. The time we have with our grandkids, let's make sure we're teaching them about Jesus and the Bible. I'm sure the parents are, but we get to have that little bit more time. And I've noticed there's sometimes that grandkids will ask us stuff that they won't ask their parents. Just like we've all had a favorite aunt or uncle growing up that when something would go wrong, we would go talk to them versus our parents because we felt more comfortable or what have you. It's the same way with the grandkids. So, and I do that with my oldest one. We get to spend time together. We have a ritual on Saturdays when I'm in. We go to breakfast, and it just the time together and the time to bond and get to share about what's going on, because he's starting to get inquisitive. And pretty soon he's going to be asking questions I can't answer, and I ain't looking forward to that. But that's beside the point. But just think about that today. The influence as grandparents that we have on our grandkids when it comes to teaching them about the Bible and about Jesus.